Hari Om. My pranams to Pujya Swami Tapovan Maharaj Ji and to Pujya Gurudev. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Pujya Guruji and all Chinmaya Mission Swamins and Brahmacharins for keeping the flow of Brahmagnana alive and imparting this knowledge to us all. My gratitude to Brahmacharinis Shubhani Ji and Akalka Ji for spearheading the Woman Seeker book project. As one of the editors, I got to edit and proofread all the essays through their evolution. And I feel blessed to have been on the magical journey to research and write on 3 of the Devis, Athukuri Mulla, Ma Ganga Sati, and Swamini Saradapriyananda. Athukuri Mulla, an astounding Kavaitri, was the first person to write the Ramayana in any regional language. She composed the Mulla Ramayanam in Telugu more than a century before Tulsidas Ji composed his Ramayana. I will talk more about Athukuri Mulla at another time. And my co-writer for Gangasati, Brahmacharini Anupamaji, is presenting about Ma Gangasati. Today I would like to focus on a great disciple of Pujya Gurudev's, a far-sighted visionary, Swamini Saradapriyananda Saraswati. Swamini Ji was and is addressed by many names: Amma, Pujya Mataji, Sharada Amma. She was also adoringly called Lady Chinmayananda for her strictness, Laptop Swamini for being the first Swamin to carry a laptop and write her commentaries on it. I have been inspired by Sharada Amma since 2002, when Dewdrops of Divinity was published. It was fascinating to me that Sharada Amma was among the first batch of graduates from Sandeepany Sadhanalaya. Sharada Amma and Swamini Gangananji were the only women graduates. They were also among the first to be initiated into Sannyasa by Pujya Gurudev. How did Sharada Amma reach the self? What was her journey as Pujya Gurudev's disciple? We have to start at Sharada Amma's birth to know this. But before going into that, I want to say that I'm very grateful and blessed for the valuable interactions with Swamini Shrilananji, the foremost disciple and devotee of Pujya Sharada Amma. She gave me great insights into Sharada Amma's life, teachings, and provided the beautiful final message of Pujya Sharada Amma, which is being published for the first time in this book. Many thanks to the Sevaks of Chinmaya Aranyam for their prompt help in providing the necessary research material. One such priceless publication is Matravandanam. In Matravandanam, an anthology tribute published on Pujya Sharada Amma's 75th Jayanti, Sharada Amma's own mother writes that the baby's birth itself was a miracle. Sharada Amma was born on the auspicious Devavutana Ekadashi day, the day when Mahavishnu wakes up from his slumber at the end of Chaturmasa. Sharada Amma was their 4th daughter. When the baby was delivered, it seemed to everyone present there that the baby was stillborn. The mother's condition was precarious and everyone was focused on reviving the mother, and no one paid any attention to the baby lying in the corner of the room. Nearly an hour passed, and finally, when her mother's condition stabilized, an aunt noticed the baby girl happily playing with her toes and fingers, wide-eyed, curiously looking around. Thus it was evident that Sharada Amma was born with innate toughness and strength. Even during the pregnancy, her mother reveals that she had divine visions of Devi Ma. When Sharada Amma's younger brother was born, he was entrusted to her care from his infancy. To toughen her little brother up, Sharada Amma had developed a hard coconut-like shell around her heart, while uncompromisingly following dharma. Although she was compassionate, she did not tolerate weakness of character. Years later, when she met Pujya Gurudev, his one penetrating look deep into her soul and the hard coconut-like shell around her heart cracked. Poems poured from her soft heart as she discovered her emotional side. During the coming years, she surrendered to her guru's chisel, reined in her emotions, trained and converted them into sublime devotion. A chronological study of Sharada Amma's poems reveals the mystic path of transformation from a sadhaka to sadhu-sant. Our Shastras explain 4 stages of liberation: Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya. Salokya, to be in the same realm as Guru or Supreme. Samipya, living in closer proximity to Guru or Supreme. Sarupya, reflecting or taking the towering form of Guru or Supreme. And Sayujya, becoming the Guru or Supreme. I reflect on Pujya Sharada Amma and her spiritual journey from Sadhaka to Sadhu-Sant through these 4 stages. Sharada Amma's initial poems may have been emotional and may seem like she was lost. And in Pujya Gurudev's hectic life of Lok Seva, she might have felt that he neglected her. But Pujya Gurudev, who is a vast ocean of compassion, did not neglect her. It was part of his chiseling and trying to bring her into his realm, turning away from the petty self, turning away from the world, and turning inward and upward. In several poems, Sharada Amma reveals her struggle as a sadhaka. But by Pujya Gurudev's delicate chiseling, Sharada Amma understood that to enter and live in the Guru's loka, salokya, one has to surrender, just as we bow down our heads to enter the Garbhagudi of a temple. Sharada Amma's poignant surrender to Bhagwan is seen in this poem called Too Heavy? Have I become a burden to you, my Lord, my Savior, O ocean of compassion? While churning the milk ocean on appeal by the gods, when you lifted the Meru and bore it on your back, the burden that you didn't then feel, O Lord and Savior, do you feel it now? Have I become that heavy for you? While fighting the demon that hid the earth in the ocean, when you lifted the earth and bore it on your nose, the burden that you didn't then feel, O Lord and Savior, do you feel it now? Have I become that heavy for you? While Indra poured storm to save Gopas from his wrath, you lifted Govardhana and bore it on your finger. The burden that you didn't then feel, O Lord and Savior, do you feel it now? Have I become that heavy for you? O Lord of my heart, my Savior and guide, the support of all the phenomenal world, a particle of dust attached to your feet, me, do you find too heavy to bear? My Lord, my Savior, O ocean of compassion, have I become a burden to you? When Sharada Amma's mind constantly mused on the Supreme, it started to see the Supreme power everywhere. Becoming her Guru's instrument, Sharada Amma started to live in proximity to Guru Supreme, that is Samipya. She initiated several development projects as a Karma Yogini. She instilled bhakti in her followers through pujas and yajnas, establishing temples as Bhakti Yogini, and conducted countless Jnana Yajnas on the Shastras as Jnana Yogini. Her several development projects continue to uplift the people of Andhra Pradesh. My co-writer Shyamalaji will speak more about Sharada Amma's projects in and around Chinmaya. Sharada Amma's poems like Empty Thyself and Teach Me reveal her transformation and her eagerness to selflessly serve as Gurudev's instrument. Sharada Amma became an embodiment of the Chinmaya mission pledge. Service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is the devotion to the Supreme Self. When Sharada Amma had established herself as a selfless instrument, her continued sadhana and worship of Guru transformed her into a towering reflection of her Guru, Sarupya. She wrote extraordinary commentaries on the various Shastras, including Bhagavad Gita, several major and minor Upanishads, with Nirukta derivatives. For example, in her commentary on Shukra Rahasya Upanishad, Pujya Sharada Amma gives 3 Nirukta derivatives to show the 3 deep meanings of the word Upanishad, which clearly indicate that an Upanishad has to achieve 3 things: cut off the shackles of ignorance, turn the sadhaka towards the teacher, give a clear knowledge of the Supreme. All of these commentaries were first offered at the lotus feet of Pujya Gurudev and then published with his blessings alone. Pujya Sharada Amma even composed 5 major Upanishads in poetry form. Then came the merging with the Supreme, Sayujya, as Sharada Amma's life became a living Upanishad. She became a blazing beacon of light for all to follow. In the book Margadarshanam, written by Swamini Shilananji about her relationship with her guru, Pujya Sharada Amma, Swaminiji says, when Amma was physically ill for 3 months in Chennai, I was arranging the room and was about to put the photo frame of Sri Gurudev. She said, "Why? Isn't Gurudev existing in our hearts? Do we still need to see him in a frame?" She had understood the goal shown by Gurudev and had reached it in her own lifetime. And thus she stood as an inspiring, guiding personality for everyone. Sharada Amma did not need Pujya Gurudev in a photo frame. She had merged with him and the Supreme. Sharada Amma had not lost the innate strength and toughness of character that she was born with, as you will see in the abridged version of her final message in the essay. In it, Pujya Sharada Amma urgently reminds us that Bhavaroga, the disease of becoming and not being, is what plagues us all. May her life, teachings, and projects continue to guide us and generations to come to the ultimate goal of Sayujya, merging with the Supreme. I feel blessed to have been part of this beautiful project, and I continue to learn new things from all the 18 Devis. My pranams to them all, Pujya Gurudev and our glorious Guru Parampara. Om Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Harihi Om.
Om Sri Matre Namaha. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. To common people, worldly people, it seems Amma has everything: name, fame, money, success, respect in the community, everything. But Amma was not satisfied with all this. She was not for mundane life. She knows there is something much more beyond all this worldly life. So she was searching. She went to the temples and visited, seeing Mahatmas, reading the scriptures. She never found the answer. She was anxious. Void is there in her heart. Finally, she had an opportunity in 1956 to attend Swami Chinmayananda's lecture in English. Slowly, she noticed her spiritual void is disappearing and feeling happy and fulfilled. That stayed with her for some time. Around 1963, the spiritual moment, the divine moment happened to Sharada Devi. She happened to attend a Jnana Yajna, and then she had a chance to garland Swami Chinmayananda to be her guru. Came across face to face. In her words, I'm going to quote, "Instantly I felt a sort of shock, not a shock that gives pain, but an electric-like vibration passing within us." That's the comment she made. And later on, in 1963, Amma had the opportunity to meet Swami Chinmayananda again, and she prostrated to Swami Chinmayananda. He looked deep into her eyes. Again, her quotes. These two incidents are spiritual defining moments for Sharada Devi. "Gurudev eyes penetrated mine. I did not know what he was doing. I knew he was looking deep within me. I stared back, not knowing what it was. He must have known then that I would one day become his disciple. Swami Chinmayananda is a Mahatma. He can uplift people and open their hearts. And around 1977, Amma got Sannyasa Diksha, means getting ochre clothes, and now Amma's name, Swamini Saradapriyananda Saraswati, a spiritual giant, was born, dynamic force, working force. And now actual story starts from here. So far it is only the introduction, what Amma went through in her sadhana. Now, around 1982, one of her disciples gave a 24-acre land in Ellaipalle village, Kadapa district in Andhra Pradesh. That land is barren land in graveyard and drought prone land. Amma took it to build an ashram. And now the divine will is working behind her. She always says her guru's spiritual strength, all these ashrams, all these places were blooming, coming after effortlessly, one after the other. First and foremost, she built an orphanage to the children. It started with 2 children. Now it is a home for many, many children. Here I am going to share one personal note. Amma traveled USA also, and we had the opportunity to host Amma in New Jersey. Those are the best 1 week in our lives. And like us, some families gathered and wanted to sponsor a child in that orphanage. And so many people came forward and sponsored the children. When Amma went back to Bharat, and she sent each family the one they adopted with the photo and their school report cards, what the extracurricular activities they were doing, all that like her own child. It is really very inspiring. She treated all the children as her own. That is why she became a divine mother for everyone. Children, young adults, and vanaprasthis, senior citizens, for everyone. And next, she started with Chinmaya school in Ellaipalle, Chinmayaranyam. That school is for not only for the ashramites, surrounding 25 village rural children were coming there to attend. At that time, Amma wrote to government officials to build the roads and dig the water pumps. And writing those letters on her typewriter, later on somebody donated a laptop to her. And lovingly people used to call her laptop Swamini. Amma did so much work single-handedly without any money in her pocket. This is very, very inspiring. Everything is a service to her Guru and God, not expecting anything in return. Tirelessly, selflessly. That is the one thing Amma taught us when she was with us. Work everything as a service, even taking care of the children, as though think that you are taking care of Balakrishna, Sri Krishna or Devi. Any activity with that attitude tuned to Ishvara. That's how she lived her life. Before attaining Mahasamadhi, on April 17, 2000, Amma gave ashramites the personal instructions and how to take care of the ashram, as though Amma knows she is going to leave from this world. And now I am going to share her personal and final message to everyone. This is very, very inspiring for every seeker of truth. She said that Forgetting God is the disease. All are saying that Amma has fallen sick due to some disease. Where is the disease? It exists in our thinking. If you think that you are sick, you will be sick. If you think otherwise, you won't be sick. But we all have one common disease. It is the disease of forgetting God. Everybody has one sickness, Bhava Roga, the disease of believing the unreal as the real. When we see the invisible God and listen to the inaudible God, every moment of our lives, all our diseases and our becoming will be annihilated. This is the Amma's message, final message. And with this, I am going to conclude Amma's journey. She worked very hard and became Divine Mother for everyone. And I am going to share my personal thoughts about Amma. Amma is embodiment of Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga equals Amma Saradapriyananda. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati all put together is Amma Saradapriyananda. Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Swarupini. Power of will, power of knowledge, power of action. All of them put together is Amma. My husband and I were so fortunate to serve Amma and receive her blessings and take her guidance. Even now we follow her instructions. Whatever we do in our personal life or seva or service to everybody, we say service to the Guru. And it is astonishing how much belief, trust, faith in her Guru's words, in her Guru. That really inspires me. And I am really fortunate to take the part in this Women Seekers book journey. And I would like to thank my co-writer, Rani ji. She became a best friend. In this journey, I made so many new friends and got connected to many old devotees of Swami Chinmayananda. I feel so blessed, and with this I am going to conclude now. Om Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.